Hello. Long time no see. Welcome back. I hope you have coffee, tea, water, whatever your choice of beverages. I hope you got it ready. This feels like a long one. It feels like one that we needed to start back up on, because the day today is 10/19/2022. So just in case you're listening back and you're like, okay, whatever. It is the day after the Sims Summit event. And if you're still like, okay, whatever, what does that mean? It just means that EA, The Sims, Maxis, I actually don't even know what's what anymore. But they announced a lot of things happening for the game, for the future of the franchise, and it's been kind of a whirlwind. I had to even take a step back yesterday. Like, I filmed a whole video in reaction to it, but like I had to take a step back and just be like, oh my god, like there was just so much in it, and like we're gonna have to break everything down. Anyways, first things first, what do I want to cover? Where do I want to start? Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna start with the baby update. And I'm gonna say baby update loosely because some people are speculating that it's not going to be a baby update, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But Sims announced during the Sims Summit, they showed this like baby right at the end, and like he was free of his bassinet. He wasn't an object. He was on the floor. He was crawling around, and he was sneezing up a storm. Like, kid, not after Rona, not after COVID. You can't be doing this to me. But he was on the floor, and then he got picked up, and then you could see like a little like a crib, or like it looked like a playpen to me personally, but either or. So we're getting an update. And so someone speculated though that it wasn't like the baby's going free. Someone said that it might be that we just get a whole new life stage, because they did have this moment on screen where like they were like there were words, but they were pixelated out. You can't really see what's up. So we're just kind of left wondering, like, well, what is that? Because I don't think they looped back to that and like revealed what it was. So someone's speculating it's like a new life stage. Like, I kind of would believe that. I'm willing to believe that. Am I 100% on that theory? No. Am I all in? No. But I guess because the baby's kind of big. Imagine pushing that baby out. That baby's huge. And I did say, if you watched my reaction to the summit, but recapping, I did say that the baby looks like an extension of the toddlers. Like, it looks like a little sign, like a smaller miniature baby toddler. So I don't know what the heck would be the in-between stage though of a baby and a toddler. Like, what comes in between that? So we got their newborn, and then that life stage would be what? I don't know. And then toddler, that's so like jarring and weird. Like, I don't see that working, but you like never know. Like, we'll obviously get more news coming up, upcoming news in the future, hopefully soon, because this is like driving me insane. Like, all the things that we were exposed to, but like I need more details, you know? So there was that. And I am so excited for the babies to be free, if that's the case. And like, not gonna lie, it's kind of luring me back to The Sims. And usually, if you know me now, I've not been doing Sims 4 because like regular Sims 4, because I'm so over this generation. I have been for a very long time. So I'm excited to talk more about like the future of the generation further down this podcast. But I am so done with this generation, and I stopped playing like regular gameplay, and I started playing more historical gameplay. Just in case you didn't know, that's what I've been doing mostly, and I've been enjoying that because it's really brought gameplay to life. I'm going on this side tangent of like what it is that I do now and how I make the game more like entertaining for me now after so many years of The Sims 4. But what I'm trying to get at is that I feel like it's bringing me back to the core of The Sims 4 again. And for me, it's always been gameplay. For me, it's never been building, even though I feel like that's where we're headed especially in Sims 4. Hopefully, I'm a little worried for Sims 5, which we will talk about in a bit. But like, it feels like the focus is mostly building now, and maybe cast as well. And gameplay has taken a backseat for the longest time, but it makes me want to actually play the game. I went through a whole spiel just to get to that point. But it makes me want to go and delve into the game again. And I want to play with the babies, and I want to play life again. And I'm excited for this update. So I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, because the motto here, what is it, children? What is it? It is hope for the best, but expect the worst. So, but as of right now, I can't help it, and I want to get my hands on this update, and I kind of want to try. I don't know if y'all completed the 100 baby challenge, y'all might need to restart, because this seems like it's gonna be the real challenge. All right, just saying. So might want to reconsider. Nah, I'm kind of up for it now. I kind of want to try it, so we'll see. But I'm just like, I'm living up, and I got a little high off of the news. The next thing that I would like to talk about is the official mod squad on Curse Forge. I don't even know what Curse Forge is. I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what that is. When I saw that, I was like, okay. But like, I instantly knew that it was going to be like a way for simmers and then the creators of mods and custom content to upload to this place, Curse Forge, I guess, but have the Sims game be able to like, we'll be able to then directly download from this like safe place, but like also like have updates coming from there, and you'll be able to update the mods and stuff. If anything, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what my mind initially went to. Like, do I know if that's actually the case? Like 100%? No, I actually don't know. Like, I feel like it's a little up in the air, and I would like some more information. But the way that basically the way that I pictured it was Steam Workshop. If you use Steam, I feel like mostly everybody does. But Steam has Steam Workshop, and I played XCOM on Steam, and I used to download mods through that, and it was so easy because it was already built into the Steam platform, the Steam program, whatever. So it was so easy to just grab mods from other creators from there and then install them directly into the game. Like, it was so easy. I was like, why doesn't Sims do this? And I thought that for the longest time, but I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. Because it's not built like they didn't have that in mind when building the Sims. So like, how would they even do that? But recently, if you guys have been paying attention to your Origins, we have this like new thing happening where Origin is closing down. It's shutting down. You're not going to be able to use Origin any longer, and you're going to have to download like this EA. Let me look into this. I found it, and it's right in front of me. It's called the EA app. So now that we have the EA app and they're forcing us and they're kicking us off of Origin, I still ask me if I've done the switch and I've like transferred over to EA app. I have not. I'm literally going to do it down to the last second. Probably because like I got so much to do, lazy, like whatever. So I'm literally gonna do it the last minute. Procrastination at its finest. Anyway, so maybe now is the time for them to do this, and they maybe knew that, or they were prepping for that. So by all means though, I'm excited for this. This is like something that I think Simmers have wanted for a while now, and they like people have been brainstorming this for a long time, and I think it's a great idea because now you don't have to fiddle and deal with like with other websites, sketchy websites. Sometimes your Windows being your Chrome or your Firefox or whatever being like, this is kind of sketchy download. Are you sure you want to download this? Like, those kinds of questions that always asks you when you download custom content. So I like this, and maybe it will be so much easier to just update your mods too. Oh god, that would be so amazing to just be able to do like, update like there's like a little button that says update mod, I don't know, or whatever, however it's gonna work, and you just do it. You just click it and it updates it for you because the moderator updated it for the new patch. That would be so freaking easy, and it just sounds like a dream come true for people who heavily mod their game. That would be me. Raise your hands if you do that as well. So there's already been a lot of people added to the CurseForge mod squad membership thing. Little Miss Sam is one of them. I saw her announce it and I was like, you get it, girl. I love her mods. She's amazing. Sims Realist is another one. They created like the bank mod, the what else? The Bills mod. There's one with like death. It sounds so morbid. But like you have like more in-depth, like your Sims past there's more of a process to it. Like they create that one, and I think they do the real estate one too, which I haven't checked out, but like now I kind of want to really check it out. That sounds like fun. Another one they announced, or Sente announced, that they're part of the mod squad as well, which I'm just like, yes, I need your creations on there for sure so I can directly download. But Sente's like one of my favorites, just in case you didn't know. Now you know. You need to know. Just kidding. Kawaii Stacy's another one. Good for her. Love her mods as well. And they did say that this was kind of like a trial run. And I'm guessing you have to apply. No, not apply. You have to be invited. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully down the line, there's got like a better system and you can apply if you're a content creator, because there's so many. There's like so many content creators for mods and CC. But for right now, it seems like it's a trial run. I know there's a lot of people disappointed that they weren't invited, and I totally 100% feel you. It doesn't feel nice to like be left out, but maybe in the future, it seems like they'll open it up a bit more. It's probably just like a trial run and trying to get things squared away. High hopes for the mod squad though. This CurseForge thing, I would like a little bit more insight on what that is, but high hopes, and I look forward to the future of that. Another thing we should talk about is The Sims 4 is now available for free for everyone to download. Sims 4 only though, base game. And so that brought up a lot of discussion on like a lot of different topics stemming from that. So there's like, okay, you made Sims 4 base game free, but like what about the past generations? Like where's Sims 1? That one's so old. Like that should definitely be like free by now. You know, it's such an old game and like there's not a lot of like people wanting or clamoring to play it, but like I'm one of those people. I love The Sims 1. It's so nostalgic for me. It's like super nostalgic. I've been playing this Sims since I was like 6 years old, and I would love to play it more in depth as an adult. That would be amazing. So like where's that, EA? Where's The Sims 2? Loads of people love The Sims 2. It's one of the most talked about in the community, I think, as beloved. I don't know if it's the most beloved, but like I would be willing to bet on that. So like where's that one for free? They recently took it off of Origin. Not recently, it was a couple of years ago, I think, or a year ago. They took it off of Origin, so it's not download. You can't buy it. You can't find it. So you just have to get it from like other platforms. Wink, wink, nod, nod, like for free. So there's that. And I'm just like, it would be a nice time to add that back in. EA app. You know, then there's Sims 3, which I think still has the store, but like that's like a different thing altogether. You could make the Sims 3 though base game at least free, you know, and everything else like super cheap, like discount. I don't know. So why just the Sims 4? My theory though on why it's just the Sims 4 and why it's free now is definitely, I think it's like a business model, like a business scheme. Ha ha ha, let me take your money kind of situation, which I mean, I get, like I don't like it, but at the same time, like I guess it's not hurting anyone. But except your pocket, maybe future people's pocket. So like, I don't know, whatever, it's fine. But I think the reasoning behind Sims 4 going free is because I think they've reached like, you know, their audience. They've reached a plateau or maybe even a decline in sales for like base game. They've reached as many like audience members as possible. So I think now is the time to like pull that trigger and make it free. The base game, just standard Sims 4 for free. That way you can hook in the people that were never really going to buy it and just try it out. And then they try it and maybe they like it. maybe they don't like it. But either way, maybe they might be more in tune or like more susceptible. Did I say that right? To like buying some of the other DLCs out that we have for the 4th generation, you know? So you might want some extra things here and there, you know, to fill the lack of gameplay, to fill the void of once you've done everything in The Sims 4, which shouldn't take you too long. But like once you've done everything, you're like, I kind of want to check this out. This looks fun to add to my game, you know? And then ka-ching, there's just, you know, there's some more money coming in to the franchise. So that I think is why they did that though. But fair point to making like past generations free. I think Sims 1 and 2 definitely should be free by now. Sims 1, 100%. Like 100% should just be free by now. I just put it on EA, like Electronic Arts. Or even, like, I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit, but like they're so money hungry that I think at least make the like Sims 1 base game free, and then you could have the other DLC. Like I guess you can sell the ones, but like just across the board, just have the ultimate like edition with all the DLC in it already, and then everyone could just download it for free. Just saying, if you're listening, that'd be a sweet gift, or at least for an anniversary, make it free. I don't know. I would love that. And now we've arrived to the creme de la creme topic, and that is Project Rene. The Sims 5 is coming, guys. As soon as I heard Lindsey Graham, like, we're working on the future generation, I was like, ding, ding, ding. I hit the jackpot. So going into the summit, I was like, there's no way they're announcing, like, Sims 5 is ready for release, which a lot of people were speculating because recently we had, like, a leak from some, like, Best Buy worker. I was like, bro, what does this Best Buy worker know anyways? When I saw that, I was like, nothing. So I was like, we saw this Best Buy leak. Like, does this Best Buy worker work at headquarters for The Sims? Like, no. So why are we trusting this Best Buy worker? But a lot of people speculated that it was going to be announced that they were releasing The Sims 5. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Either, like, having the two franchises, like the two different generations, going side by side. And some people thought that EA was greedy enough that they would. And granted, I actually do think that they would. But no, I definitely went in thinking like they were going to give us something about The Sims 5. Like, I was not 100 about it, but I definitely felt like this was the time to announce, hey, we got something in the work. We got a future of the Sims franchise. And The Sims 4 will come to an end at some point. Because I know it's been going for like 8 years. But like at some point, it will die. Just like all the other generations. And we're going to move on to the next. Did I expect visuals? No way. I didn't expect anything but just like them saying, hey, we got something in the work. That's it. Wrap it up. Ship it. But they came out with a whole like little like footage. Like, it came out with footage of Project Rene. So the footage was just like mostly built by, which worries me. Again, there's layers to this one topic, but like that worries me. I'll get into that in a bit. But there was like this bed, and the bed had different like components to it that you could switch out and customize, which I think is such a neat idea. I think it's so great. Like that way you can customize beds, bed frames, just to anything. The color wheel looks like it was back, but not as crazy and extensive as The Sims 3, which The Sims 3 is amazing because it just allows you to like get crazy and customize nearly anything and everything that you want. Different swatches. You want different colors of those swatches, like different patterns. But I feel like that's too much personally. I remember going back like maybe a year ago and playing The Sims 3 build by mode, because I was testing all the evolution of like The Sims 1 all the way to Sims 4 and like their build by mode, mostly building. But it was so overwhelming. Granted, once you get used to it, it's probably okay. You're probably in the realm of I got this. But for me, it was so overwhelming to like have so many options and choices that I feel like it was a bit too much. And this seems, well, to be fair, this is very early on. Gotta state that as well. this is an early production, and this is what they had to show us as of now. But this seems like it's gonna be in development for the next 3 years. I said 2 years, but maybe 3. Which, by the way, even for early like production, it still looks pretty neat. I don't expect the game to look like this in the end. I think there's still so much that needs to be done. And yeah, I don't think that what we looked at visually is the end result of this game. But like, I just want to say, it looks like they've mixed alpha and cartoony, like Sims 4 vibes, a little bit, just a little bit better. I think it's looking a little more like alpha cartoony. And I'm kind of excited. I like it. They didn't show any of the Sims, which again is a little worrisome, but you know, they could have just been cooking in the oven, and it's really making characters and like Sims, I think, is a lot harder than making actual objects. So that's probably why they chose not to like show and disclose the what the Sims would look like, but they didn't. So we don't know what they're gonna look like, but for the love of God, I hope, please, the look of the Sims is fine. I personally, for me, I think it is a little bit cartoony, but for the love of God, can we please not get clayfied hairs anymore? Like, I don't like them. They remind me of Lazy Town characters, and I say this so much, you guys are probably so sick of me saying that, but they look like Lazy Town characters. There's like there's no life in the hair. Personally, I think it's all in the hair always. So we'll see. I would like a mixture of cartoony and alpha. That would be really nice. And I can't wait to see what they would look like. Like, I'm excited to see what they will look like. So I'm going to keep doing this kind of content. We're going to be, because I've lost hope for Sims 4. The baby update has has like brought some life into me, you know? But I'm still so over The Sims 4 regardless, and I'm ready to move on. And like this Sims 5 news has got me coming back in full force. Your girl's got a job, at least for the next 3 years while it's in development, and then some after that, because your girl's been at this for a while. So here's for the next 8 years, 10 years. Whoa, I'm gonna be like 40 in the next 10 years, close to 40. That's crazy to think about. But anyways, I'm gonna be 40 and playing Sims, and I don't give a shit. The other thing that I want to talk about is still sticking to Project Rene, and that is the multiple devices you can play The Sims on and be playing multiplayer with other people. So that was like really interesting. But there was like somebody that was playing on the computer and then somebody playing on a mobile device, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, okay. This does have some people worried, because they're like, okay, if it's gonna run on a phone but also run on a computer, that means you're gonna have to bog it down so that it's you can play on a phone that's not as built as a PC. So what does that mean for the PC version? Is it just going to be like holding back? Is it going to be different versions? Like the PC is one version, the mobile will be a bogged down version. And like clearly there's multiplayer. Multiplayer is confirmed, by the way. Multiplayer for The Sims 5 is confirmed because they're clearly working on it. I don't think they're far along enough that I think they're not gonna scrap it, especially because they showed it off. It's early development, but I don't think they've moved beyond the point of no going back. Like, it's definitely going forward. We're having multiplayer. I mean, you never know. Never say never, but... Oh, and by the way, poor Paralives. Poor little Paralives. I just want to say, I feel so bad for Paralives at the moment, just because this seems and it screams Paralives to me. As soon as I saw it in my reaction, I was like, oh my God, this looks like Paralives to me. And it looks like they took a lot of like inspiration. Took a lot of inspiration from them. Like the rotating of objects and like no curved walls in sight yet, but the the mechanics, it just reminds me of that game, that poor indie game. I just wanted to state that they both can coexist. I have no issues with Pair Lives. I've got a lot of issues with Sims, but you know, that's the usual. But I think they can coexist and live together, and we can enjoy both in the same realm. That goes without saying, just in case you needed to hear that. I'm still rooting for Pair Lives. I think having multiple simulation life games just makes for competition in this capitalistic world. When you have multiple people fighting at the same thing, like, it just makes it better for the consumer when it comes to that, at least. Because don't get me started on capitalism. But all around, I think Pair Lives should still thrive. We should want it to thrive, and I will still be interested and intrigued with Pair Lives. Another thing that I want to point out about the Project Rene is that the multiplayer is really cool, like interesting. Like, there are 3 people decorating this one space, it looks like, because up above in one of the in the footage, in one of the photographs, I'm talking about the one where like you can overlook the living room, and like there's a catalog of stuff, and they're all like $0. They don't have prices yet. And then up in the corner, like, you could see that there's like, you're online, but there's also 3 other people online with you. So that was like interesting. I don't see any other like people's cursors, but I'm guessing you're not supposed to be able to see what they're doing technically, I guess. But like, imagine building with a group of people. Like, that's gonna make Sims videos like on another level. And like, we already have the multiplayer mod on Sims 4. And I've seen other like creators, you know, come together and play together. And it's been kind of interesting. But this is going to take it like a whole nother level. Imagine the videos, the challenges. Like, already start thinking about that, because it's going to be so wild. Now, still on the topic of Sims 5, what they showed was only build mode, and that has me concerned. Granted, I do think that, again, like I stated before, the Sims, it's like showing off an actual Sim, I think, is a lot harder than showing off build mode, because creating objects, I don't think is as difficult. It's still difficult, but not as difficult as like a Sim, creating an actual like Sim person. So I think that's why they chose to do that first, and maybe that's what goes first. That's what's first in the works when it comes to developing the Sims games, is that goes first, and then the Sim comes next. But it still is worrisome. I don't know. To me, the Sims franchise is definitely headed in the direction of like being a building game, a simulating building game, a decorating game. And I say this because it feels like that's what's prioritized with the 4th generation. And I've talked about this multiple times as well, so you're probably sick and tired of me saying this, but that's like where the Sims 4 thrives the most. The amount of like building YouTube videos, the amount of like people looking for tips and tricks, which is honestly great. I think it's amazing. But the amount of people that like the biggest like simmers are builders as well. There isn't any like gameplay hype like there is there is building hype. So for that reason, it makes me feel like the direction that they go for, like they go with, is towards making and prioritizing building first. And that's a problem. It's a big problem. I see it as a problem. If that is the case, it's too early to tell. I'm going to reiterate that as well. But it's a life simulation game. And so for me, so that we don't have a repeat situation of The Sims 4 and like in the first year of The Sims 5, we're not out here complaining like LGR did. I noticed it. I think a lot of people noticed it. Like everybody who noticed it from the beginning, I'm with you. But like we noticed Sims 4 in the beginning, that it just wasn't it, man. You could clearly see that the gameplay was going nowhere early on. And we were right. Hindsight is always 2020 because we're like 8 years in and like the gameplay is still on the back burner. Like, goddamn, that's crazy to think about. So I don't want the same thing to happen to The Sims 5. Like, can we please put more systems in place for The Sims 5 to make it, the gameplay and the life simulation, that much more immersive, like we really are playing with life and it's not the same repetitive like limiting thing that is The Sims 4. That's all I ask, and we evolve and we move on from this generation. I look forward to the future, but I'm a little worried because we saw the build by portion first, but I think that makes sense that they did do that. For the most part, I think I've covered all the really big topics that I wanted to talk about. Again, we're going to be coming back and looping back around to this multiple podcasts ahead. All right. I think this is where we're going to end this portion of the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening on in. If you have, also, I have no schedule set for release of the podcast. I just got really inspired, and I think when I get inspired, we will have an update podcast episode. Until next time, stay safe out there and happy simming. Especially now that we know that there's a Sims 5 and there's an end to the Sims 4. But happy simming, everyone. Sul. Or is it dag?